Okay, welcome back again for our mock draft 2021 for the NFL draft. This is 2.0. A lot of things have happened in the last 2 weeks, mainly from our original mock draft and to what we now know with the Jets trading Sam Darnold to Carolina. And, I'm still not sure, Jim. Do you think that that there could be still a quarterback maybe drafted by Carolina?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it falls here with our picks for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. So we're going to get started right away, not to waste any time. We're excited because I think there's going to be some changes. Hopefully, I know I have some changes.
Yeah.
But again, I'm going to let Mr. Fickus take over because go ahead, buddy. You're the Jags guy.
All right. With the first pick, we select No, just kidding. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, easy. And I think number 2 is going to be easy as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very easy. I'm going to say, without doubt, I believe, because obviously Mr. Lawrence is going to go to Jacksonville, I believe Mr. Zach Wilson will be going to that beautiful place called the New York Jets.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Shock the world, brother. What do you think?
I mean, all the talk is Mac Jones right now, which is just blowing my mind. I don't get it. Like, if you wanted the Kirk Cousins of this rookie class, you could have had the real Kirk Cousins a few years ago. But I mean, uh, it's either going to be him or Trey Lance. I mean, I don't know why they're so big on Mac Jones, but I mean, let's follow the hype and let's go with Mac Jones. Let's make it interesting.
You
Let's
think
kind of
so?
follow. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean that's what, like, Schefter even said that. Schefter's pretty much on his stuff.
I just has Kyle Shanahan said anything?
No, and of course they're not going to say anything because I mean it's playing it close to the vest.
I just
I say go Mac Jones right now because
oh man.
that's the chatter that we're hearing. We have
I,
one
I
more.
know, but like my gosh, like Justin Fields, like why is he they're not even talking about him as much right now?
I know
I'll go with Mac Jones. That's
someone's going to get a
crazy to
steal.
me.
So here this number 4 pick. Do the Falcons pick the best available player? Do they pick a quarterback of the future? Do they trade to someone who wants either Trey Lance or Justin Fields? This is, I think, 3 is definitely where the draft starts to get interesting, but 4 is really where it starts to get interesting in my
Yeah.
mind.
So I'm thinking about it this way. When's the next time the Falcons are going to be this high in the draft? Usually the Falcons are not here at 4. They're always 17 or 19 or 24.
Yeah,
Those players aren't going to change the world. But a number 4 overall could change a team. It could.
yeah,
Especially if it's a quarterback, because they're the primary caretaker of the Super Bowl ring, in my opinion.
yeah,
So I think you have to go quarterback again. Matt Ryan's 36. I don't know if he's going to stick around. They have all these receivers that are just dying to be thrown a ball to. You got to, right now, it's Justin Fields. I don't see how Trey Lance fits in. Justin Fields is from Georgia. You said that to me 2 weeks ago, and you're right,
yeah.
buddy. I'm
And
gonna I'm gonna say Justin Fields. I mean, I know Kyle Pitts. Everyone,
yeah,
geez.
I mean, I've seen a lot of Kyle Pitts, but if we think about this too, this could be a trade up scenario because we're not doing trades here, obviously. But
Yeah. We
if
have
we're
we
just
have the we have the we have the accessibility to do it. I just don't like doing that. I don't know.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe we'll do
we
that the
can
next
think
one.
about it as either a team trading into the 4th spot and taking
Right.
Justin Fields, or them just doing it for the future. So let's
Right.
let's just go Fields.
All right. I mean, why not?
No, yeah.
The Bengals take Trey Lance. Joe Burrow's like, I'm leaving again.
So of course, the popular pick has been Penei Sewell, but I've seen Kyle Pitts of recent. I've seen reuniting Burrow with Jamar Chase. I mean, I still think they got to go offensive line. Like Joe Burrow just got knocked around so much. I mean,
I know,
I
but
could
my
I could
God,
go
right now
either.
you have Kyle Pitts and Jamar Chase. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Have you seen?
Um,
Have you seen that Rashawn Slater's been sort of the more slated to go ahead of Sewell. Have you seen that?
I've seen that Rashawn Slater is more of like a day one ready starter. He's got more of the physical tools to start immediately and may be a
Yeah.
little more flexible to go both guard and tackle. But
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Penei Sewell is probably going to be in long term the best prospect out of both of them. I mean, we can switch it up and go Slater because I mean, someone like Daniel Jeremiah was really high on Rashawn Slater in one of his early mock drafts. But I mean, as we know, we're a couple of weeks away from the draft, and this mock draft could look extremely silly by the time the draft rolls
Yeah.
around. So
But one thing I'll say to you, I think every team, everyone and their mother are terrified of not taking Kyle Pitts because he's Mr. All World. I could see the Bengals don't have anything remotely saying a guy like Kyle Pitts a tight end.
no,
I just feel like if we say Sewell right now, you and I might regret this because I think Kyle Pitts is a game changing player, a team changing player.
I agree. He's a generational talent at tight end, just as they're
Wow.
saying Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent at quarterback. I mean, they
Yeah.
want to get another weapon for their young QB. Here
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. I mean, you want to say Sewell?
Yeah, we can go Sewell or we can go Pitts. I mean, I'm fine with either of those. I think
Why don't we go Pitts? Just to
let's
see
mix
what
it up.
happens.
Let's go Pitts here. Let's see how this falls.
Oh God. And I'm just saying this because like what if Chase wouldn't go Miami here because they want Sewell? There's no
I
way.
mean, it's a possibility, but I just think they want that guy for if Tua is going to be the guy now at quarterback and have no Fitz magic there to back him up when he has a crap game. I mean, I think you need that number one receiver that they wished
Yeah.
Preston Williams or Devontae
I
Parker would
agree.
be. I think Jamar Chase at 6 has really just been like a lock big time.
Right. Could you see a quarterback being taken here?
It depends on
You have
it
Jared Goff,
depends.
dude. Jared Goff. You and
I
I
mean,
are basically
apparently
Jared
they're
Goff.
all in on Jared Goff. I mean, Dan Campbell is a psycho. Like their new head coach, former tight end in the league. He's a crazy
Hates
guy.
people.
And I mean, quarterback could definitely go here. Someone could trade up for a quarterback here.
Yeah.
I could
And if we're
totally see
thinking
the
the
Lions
Lions are
trading
taking
back.
7, that's the only way you and I could do this mock because we're just thinking that the Lions are presenting themselves at 7. So that's the only way we can pick. It makes it
No,
hard
yeah.
for us though.
I mean, we could stick with a receiver. Jalen Waddle's available. Devontae
Right.
Smith's available.
Right.
Or we could go one of the two big offensive tackles.
See, my thought is this: if you want to welcome a new quarterback into the city, give him a stellar offensive blindside tackle. You know,
Yeah,
because in my opinion, you can always find a lot of you can always find a lot of different like receivers, but I think it's hard to really find a Jonathan Ogden blindside, got kind of guy.
I
And
agree.
Penny Sewell and Rashawn Slater are your guys there. Um, I, I feel like Detroit would take someone closer and take Slater. I do.
I mean, I could see that happening. Someone has Slater ranked higher than Sewell on their draft board, and he
Where
ends
would
up
you
being the
rank
number one.
for you? Where would you rank it for Sewell or Slater?
Um, Early on, I was more on the Slater, bandwagon, but I just think Penei Sewell is just going to be the stud,
Yeah.
like left tackle that has the chance to be
So,
a mainstay for 10 years.
so what do you say we go Sewell here? Which is crazy because there's Jalen Waddle still there and there's Devonta Smith, but I just think the Lions need to. Well, the Lions also lost Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones.
They did,
We
they
got to
did,
give.
but
We
I
got to give
mean,
him a receiver. We got
I,
to give him a receiver.
I still like what you're saying about O tackle, but I mean receiver is their biggest need. So man, we really went back and forth on this one. Well,
Yeah.
let's go Jalen Waddle. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
just
agree.
they need that guy.
I agree. And now, I mean, you got Penny Sewell or Rashawn Slater just itching to protect Sam Darnold.
I mean, I think you got to go Sewell or Slater here, and I
Yeah,
would go Sewell if it were me.
I'm gonna go Sewell. Carolina loves the big Samoan dude. Every Samoan player I think's played for Carolina.
No, I agree. And
um,
now this has to be Trey Lance, right? I mean,
I mean,
if John,
I think Denver trades out because they want to give Drew Lock a fair shake. I think
Wow,
I think
really?
Denver, I think Denver trades out of here, and I think they would be so dumb to take um a quarterback here because I don't think Trey Lance is that good. Um, so I think this is where maybe Denver sneaks up and makes Dallas upset and takes Surtan.
Wow.
Hmm.
I mean, that would make Dallas very upset. I
Yep.
know a couple of Cowboys fans who want Sertan and no one else.
I know an Eagles fan that wants that to happen too. So I'm going with Surtan,
Okay.
baby. Can I do it,
I,
Jimmy?
I'll go on it.
Oh
I'll
God,
go
I'm
on
so
it.
scared. Right now, Jerry Jones like find him.
Now, here's the thing: do the Cowboys Slater is there, or do they go with the corner that they need desperately and they go J.C. Horn, even though it's the
They're
second
getting a
ranked
big
corner?
old tackle.
I,
Dak
I
Prescott, you just got Dak Prescott back from a torn ACL and has a huge contract. Rashawn Slater's going to Dallas, sir, or Penny Sewell.
I mean, whichever one's available. If Slater's still there,
Right,
they're going to take him.
right,
If they don't have Sertan, so
right. Now,
I
this
agree.
dude, this past week I've seen Quiddy Pay here at 11
I
and
have two.
10 too, and 10. I
Quiddy
don't
Pay
see
is
that.
rising up the draft boards.
Probably the ability, the combine preparation, and the numbers for the 40 and the quick, the agility drills, the T drill
Hmm.
they do. But that's great. If you're a superstar stud like that, that's great. But can you do it on the field? So I guess Quiddy Pay can do it on the field as well.
I'd say go Quiddy Pay here for these guys for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's Dave Gettleman, man. He that's totally a Dave Gettleman pick, picking
But
someone who is still good, but he could trade back and get him like
right.
Daniel Jones a couple years ago.
So I agree with you about trading back, but if they take 11 here, it's got to be Micah Parsons, dude, without question.
You really think they'll
Oh,
take Parsons?
if Micah Parsons is here, yes.
I mean they need a linebacker. I think they need an edge more than a linebacker, but
This is my issue. Micah Parsons has never been any further back than 15. I've seen Quiddy Pay all the way to 30. So, I mean, I
all right,
think,
let's go Micah Parsons then.
yeah.
Let's go Parsons.
All right. You call it, buddy.
I mean, for your Eagles, I mean, if Devonte Smith is there, I know we mocked him there last time, and he was available. I
Yeah.
mean, I think you have to go a receiver, right? Is
Yeah.
that what you guys
I'm
want?
hoping you say Devonta Smith because that's the only thing I'm thinking of.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Devonte Smith for sure.
And I'll be happy with that. That's fine.
So the Chargers, they showed their needs there as an offensive tackle and edge. Does Quiddy Pay go here, or is Christian Darrisaw too good to pass up?
It depends. I don't know. I would think Darrisaw because I think the three best tackles are the first two are taken. I think Darishaw's the third, and then tier two would be like with Jenkins and other player. I think you got to take Darishaw. You got to protect Herbert. He's young, so let's
Well,
keep him young.
I know we're not doing trades, but
Right?
you look at 13. Does Bill Belichick and the Patriots get worried that they
Yeah.
won't get to get Trey Lance? Because I could totally see the Vikings taking Trey Lance to sit behind Kirk Cousins for a
Yeah.
year or two, learn the system, and then have two stud receivers at his disposal.
So should we make a little trade here?
I mean,
Let's give it a shot. What the heck?
okay.
Now or not? What do you think?
Now let's go by team needs right now. Let's just go by team needs, and
Okay.
Darrisaw is the choice because if you have
Okay.
the rookie of the year quarterback, you got to
Right.
protect.
Right. So here, if you have team needs, I still think Kirk Cousins has a lot of money and a lot of years left, but uh, I I think you have to go. I have seen J.C. Horn picked before Sertan. I
I
saw it
mean,
this week.
he's right. He's rising up the boards. I mean, you got two NFL legacies right there: Joe Horn's
Yeah,
son and Patrick Surtain's son. So I mean,
yeah.
they've definitely got that name recognition for sure.
So
And J.C. Horn has really taken advantage of. I mean, not his choice, but Caleb Farley's back surgery has caused Farley to just plummet down draft boards.
yeah, yeah. I think J.C. Horn, buddy. I do.
I mean, either that or Elijah Vera Tucker, like we did last draft. But let's change it up. Let's go J.C. Horn because they definitely
Mhm.
could use someone with Jeff Gladney for sure
I
because they did draft a corner last year in the
I
first
like the
round.
change. I like the change. I think we know what we're going to say here.
Yeah, if Trey Lance is at 15, he's going to the Patriots for sure.
Gosh,
That'd be
unbelievable.
crazy.
What a world we're in. Um, I think Arizona would take best available.
And do you think they go with an interior offensive lineman?
In my opinion, for some reason, I always feel like I know they got JJ Watt, but he's always gets injured. Why not have Jalen Phillips, who's probably the best D end?
I mean, we could go with Jalen Phillips. I mean, I don't think an edge rusher is really their biggest
I
need.
know. That's why I'm just trying to think because then my only issue is if JJ Watt gets hurt again, which we're all comfortable with thinking it happens a lot, maybe Jalen Phillips, I don't know, alternates or I don't know. It's a tough call. So, but if you really don't have anything at guard though or center, I think you got to go Vera Tucker again.
I mean, Vera Tucker would make sense to give that protection that
Yeah.
Kyler Murray needs, or
Yeah.
they could go corner as well. But we did a corner last time with Farley, who has
Yeah.
dropped even more since our 2
Yeah.
weeks ago mock
Right.
draft 1.0.
Right. Um, with the Raiders, dude, I've seen the Notre Dame linebacker. I've seen a ton with him, even over an offensive tackle. I've seen a ton with him this week.
Yeah, the Raiders are a
15,
real
18.
wild card. I mean, was that when Mike Mayock's first year they drafted Cleveland Farrell with the number 4 pick and just
Yeah.
shook it all up. I mean, so who knows what they're going to do? Um, I,
They've had some weird picks the last 3-4 years.
I mean, Jeremiah Wosu Karamoa from Notre Dame is going to be a good player. I think he's a reach at 17.
Mhm.
But then again, if that's someone who Mayock and Gruden want, they're going to go after. I think this would be a good spot for Jalen Phillips as well. Offensive tackle like Tevin Jenkins is a good pick. But if you've seen a lot of that at linebacker, that seems really like a need for them as well that they're going to address at some point in this draft. And he's available there, and that's who they like. I think they go
Okay.
linebacker.
Now, this is where I think the guy who plays for the University of Miami will now go to Miami. I think this
That
is
would be
the
that would be a
scenario.
perfect fit for him because I mean
Yeah.
that's where they played his college ball, same stadium.
I
I, I,
think
I like the Jalen Phillips pick.
that's what I was trying to see, just trying to say, like, now I still think Washington trades up, maybe even to like maybe 9, maybe 4 to get somebody. I think they want
To
Mac
get a
Jones, but we'll
QB. Yeah.
see. I think they want Mac Jones, but if they're here at 19, I think you go Tevin Jenkins. It's just
I mean, Tevin Jenkins is a good offensive tackle. If he's still there for you, I mean, you need someone to protect whoever's going to be under center for them, because defense was not their problem. Offense was definitely their problem. Quarterback in particular, but I mean, if you have a good offensive line that gives someone some time to throw, I
yeah.
mean, that's all that matters.
Do you think do you think that Trayvon was it Trayvon Morig from TCU? Could he
Yeah,
get drafted in the teens?
that would be a little early for him. I've seen mid 20s. I mean, we put him at the Jaguars for my team last time, but I've seen him go a little bit earlier than that too. I mean, he could go 19, but I think that's a little premature for him.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, I think defense they're pretty good on right now.
So we'll
I
go
mean,
Jenkins.
I know that they have some needs. Yeah, I would go Jenkins here.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have Chicago here. I mean, they're another team that could trade up. Andy Dalton's not your future.
No,
Andy
not at
Dalton's
all.
your past. like
He's
I don't know.
QB1.
Yeah, QB1. I really think I think they have dropped the ball more than any team in the offseason.
I agree. They have
Like
not done a good job at all.
a colossal collapse of analytics, people that work in the front office, the suits we call them, right, Jim? Like,
Yeah.
like what have you done the last 3 months? You've destroyed your team's hopes. So I don't know what they do here. I think they go with a sexy pick, like Rashad Bateman. I don't know, like Like
I mean,
something.
I've seen Rashad Bateman to them because I know they're not going to keep Allen Robinson more than past this year of his
Right.
franchise tag, and
Right.
he's very a very similar player. But I've also seen Kadarius Toney from
Yeah.
Florida, the wide receiver, really jump up draft boards.
Yeah. I mean, I think Rashad Bateman's your probably your I would say your fourth best receiver though. I think that's your guy.
Yeah,
He's like a
I
he's like a
feel good
best
with
receiver,
Bateman going there.
senior. Yeah. You say Bateman?
Yeah, I say Bateman too.
Yeah. That guy's an animal. Um, I was looking at this too. With Indianapolis, I could see them taking Newsome, Northwestern.
The
He's
cornerback.
he's crawled up the draft boards a lot too, but he's still got Quiddy Pay available,
Yeah,
according to us, as far as we.
I mean, we said Quiddy Pay could have gone as early to the Giants. I mean, edge isn't like a big need for them. I'd say I would probably go Newsome over Quiddy Pay for
I
these
agree.
guys because they need a good cornerback.
Right.
But then so do the Titans, and since the Titans don't have a good corner there, is this where they go a receiver since they lost Corey
Right.
Davis?
So I was just gonna say
Someone to go,
They lost Corey Davis, right?
yeah,
And
and Adam Humphries, who was their slot guy.
right.
So
And Corey Davis finally had a good season this year. He's
yeah,
kind of been up and down, a lot of down. Um,
these guys definitely do need an edge rusher too. Now I know they signed Bud Dupree, um, but they tried to fill that void last year with Jadeveon Clowney, and that didn't really work. I mean, they have Harold Landry, who's fantastic. He's a great player. But could this be a spot where Quiddy Pay goes as well?
I mean, absolutely, because Quiddy Pay could go anywhere. According to some, he goes high as 10 and as low as 32. I think this is where they get that Trayvon Moehrig, though, TCU. I think Tennessee gets that guy. It kind of reminds me of that Kenny Vaccaro, the one who they
Hmm.
have now, I think, from
Yeah,
Miami. He reminds me of that kind of player, and I love that kind of safety player. Kind of Palomalu-esque with a little Ed Reed, a little mix. I actually think maybe Tennessee goes safety here. He's the best
I,
in the draft.
I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
if he's there, and if they think the Jaguars want him to, they will draft him before the
Right,
Jaguars can get him. So
right.
that makes sense.
So now the Jets are in a good situation because I think they go defensive end here.
Now, do they go the guy from Georgia or Quiddy Pay? Because those are the top two. We
I
also
would
have Jason Oweh available as well from
Jason.
Penn State.
Okay, from Penn State, who's really climbing up too. I like Jason
Yeah.
O. You told me about him about 2 weeks ago, and I agree. I would say I think Quiddy Pay is your probably ultimate ready to play. No pun intended. So I'd say I go Quiddy Pay here on this one.
I agree. I agree.
Okay. Um, a Steelers here. I see the Steelers maybe going running back. Like we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Um,
It's do they want to spend their first round pick on a running back or try to get more value with one like in the second round? Because they do need a lot of offensive line help. But um, looking at the board right now, I mean, they would kind of be reaching for an offensive lineman, even though they
yeah,
really do. They
Landon
lost
Dickerson. You get in
Pouncey.
the second round. You get Landon
I,
Dickerson in the second round.
I mean, they lost Pouncey in the offseason. They lost Alejandro Villanueva. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, yeah,
I may be saying his name. He was a starting offensive tackle for them. So I mean, they
yeah.
could go best available. And what was that Schuster that said they really need a running back and they should go running back. So should we go running back for these guys like we were thinking?
Yeah, because I agree. There's a lot of tackles that are very easily attainable by second or third round. So best available is what makes a team the best. You're getting best available. That's why it's called the best. So I think the best available, according to this, I don't know if they need help with the edge. TJ who
No.
there, but I would say either Travis Etienne or Najee Harris. I think, in my opinion, I'm more of a Travis Etienne guy. I always have been. He gives me the Alvin Kamara feel, but I don't know what they're looking for to
I mean,
replace him.
I feel like I mean, because they have Anthony McFarland Jr. and Benny Snell.
Yeah.
So what type of running back do they want? I mean, it all depends on who's higher on the Steelers board. I've always kind of like in my head thought if they had a chance at Najee Harris, they would go Najee Harris.
Okay, let's do
But,
it. Let's
all
do
right,
it.
let's go Najee Harris.
All right, buddy. It's your team. What are we doing? Or do you want me
Um,
to do it? Because I gave you Eagles.
yeah, you go for it. You
Okay.
pick it.
I really think you guys have been burned enough with drafting defensive ends. So I'm not going to do that to you. What I think you guys will do here is I think you want to give Trevor Lawrence more maybe comfortability. I could see you guys maybe taking Travis Etienne here because they're
It's
teammates.
possible.
They're teammates. I'm not saying this because I mean I know they have the Robinson, who what was his name? James Robinson.
James Robinson,
Okay, he had
yes.
a great freshman year, right? Great first
Yeah.
year in the NFL.
He was a
Anything can happen,
workhorse.
brother. Anything can happen, and they do not have a second or third, fourth running back remotely ready for the NFL.
No, I agree. And
Etienne
I,
is
I have
ready for the
I've seen
NFL.
this mock to them in some people's mock drafts.
Okay. Now, I think it'd be good for you to get a receiver, but I
I
would take Etienne in a heartbeat. All right. The only reason I'm saying this is because Trevor Lawrence, he probably wants to keep someone close to him to go with him.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, like you said, they were college teammates
I'm
and had a
saying it,
ton of
dude.
success together.
I had
I
to
mean,
say it.
that
And
would
then
that would be
Cleveland
bold. I
gets their
mean,
guy, gets Ojulari.
yeah. I mean, I'll take it. But yeah, Cleveland, yeah, that just makes too much sense. Best available where he's at on the board.
Yeah.
Uh, Ravens here. I think we put Owe at the Ravens last time, but I keep seeing that everywhere too. I keep seeing
Yeah.
Jason Owe to the
I
Ravens
agree with you.
as the
I'm
edge
with you,
rusher,
dude. I fully agree with you. I do.
and it just makes too much sense. And I
I
think
totally
honestly,
agree.
I think the Saints like Owe as well.
Yeah.
And if the Ravens could get him a pick before, they will.
Yeah, I think this pick here, buddy, I think this could either be Elijah Moore or Tony, or it could be Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I mean Caleb Farley, it's their prediction is predicting him out of the first round, which would be absolutely insane
Mhm.
of a fall just because he's had some back surgery recently. It's
So do you think
unreal.
now do you think the same I mean Sean Payton's a very aggressive guy. I bet he doesn't want to take a risk. Could he take Georgia's Eric Stokes instead or Asante Samuel Jr.?
That's true. I mean, I could see him going receiver though, because I mean, who else do you have besides Michael Thomas? Yeah, Traquan Smith. They don't have Emmanuel Sanders anymore. I really like the Kadarius Tony to them.
Okay.
He
I
he
say let's
seems
do
to
it.
be climbing up draft boards.
Let's do it. Tony's a stud, man.
Yeah,
He's nothing like Michael Thomas either, so that gives him a different variety of pass catcher.
and like that also takes it away from if Green Bay ever decides to get another receiver for Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah.
it takes that away from them. So I mean, um, Green Bay. I mean, I think they need to go defense, and I know we mocked Christian Barmore to them last time, but if he's there at 29, that just makes too much sense to me. But if we want to go somewhere different, we can. I mean, Zaven Collins would be an excellent land for them, a player to fall to them.
Are they planning on re-signing Kevin King?
I think they did. Yes, they did re-sign Kevin King.
Okay. Well then never mind then. Um well, I mean, I think you're right with Christian Barmore because I think you guys probably will maybe take him, but I don't know. I would
Yeah,
say Barmore should be gone by now, so we got to go Barmore.
yeah. I mean, it just makes too much sense.
Okay, Buffalo Bills. I think this is where you'll see Buffalo take I would say Stokes or Farley, without
I
question.
mean, yeah, I mean, we went kind of ambitious with a running back last time, but I
Hmm.
mean, you could get a running back in the second round. They could trade up and get one of those guys that they think would be good for them. I think I would go Farley here
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
think the potential just outweighs the risk.
yeah. Um, looking at this with the Chiefs, I think because they're so good, just keep getting good players. Then get best available, and I think best available. Zaven Collins. With the Chiefs and stuff like that, I don't think the Chiefs linebacking core is young. Like I don't think they're all young.
No, and
So
defense is definitely something they need big
right.
time. Now I know they need more offensive line help for
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes, but I really think that they're going to hold off on that. And like you said, there's plenty of depth at offensive line. I mean, there's Sam Cosme
Mhm.
for tackle, Liam
There's
Eichenberg.
so
I
many
mean,
Eichenberg. Yeah, there's so many day two people there. So many.
yeah. So I think going best available would be smart,
Yeah.
and their defense could definitely use the help. And Zaven Collins, if he's still there, I think he could be the pick.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So last pick of the first round, Tampa Bay, they have all 11 returning players like on both
Yeah,
sides.
all 22, 11 on
That's
both.
unbelievable. It feels like it's in college again. It feels like we're in college. It's exciting.
They want to repeat.
I think they go receiver here because I don't know what Antonio Brown's fate's gonna be. And I've heard a lot of Terrence Marshall Jr. I've heard Kadarius Toney.
Hmm.
I've seen Elijah Moore too. I think they go receiver just to protect because you don't know what's gonna happen with Godwin, you know.
I mean, he wants to sign a long-term deal, and I know we mocked Tony to them last time, so I didn't know if you wanted to go receiver again or go a different position.
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't go receiver, my thought would just be offensive line, so either Sam Cosme or Landon Dickerson.
Yeah.
But I think they're pretty good at the tackle spots. Um,
Mhm.
so maybe an interior offensive lineman like Dickerson from Alabama would maybe be the choice for them.
I agree. Let's put it there. I'm
All
down
right,
for
let's
that.
go Landon Dickerson. So
All right.
let's take a look at this. So we go what, four quarterbacks in the
Yeah.
first four.
And I think that
Change.
could happen, dude. That's unbelievable.
I mean, it's definitely going to be three. Number four is definitely a possibility. We went away with Cleveland to Kyle Pitt, not Cleveland, Cincinnati, Kyle Pitts. Jamar Chase stayed at the Dolphins. Uh, Penei Sewell, a drop for him. That's kind of crazy. And Cowboys got robbed by Surtain, which I know would piss off a lot of Cowboys
I would be
fans.
very happy.
We still mocked Devontae Smith to you guys. I think if he's there, you guys should be happy. Just
Okay.
hopefully he doesn't.
Heisman
Hopefully he's not made of glass like Deshaun Jackson is these
winner.
days.
Yeah. Mhm.
If Trey Lance fell to the Patriots at 15, which I realistically think is not going to happen, but just the way that it worked in our mock draft, that's where he
Mhm.
was.
Yeah.
Definitely some changes here for sure, but I mean, it looks good, and we're gonna have one more mock draft together, 3.0. We'll do that next week, and then the following week, the weekend before the draft, we'll have our famous dueling mock draft where you're gonna pick
Famous. Our famous
our
dueling
famous dueling mock draft. People liked it last year. I had fun with it last year
famous.
because I wasn't sure who you were going to go with in each pick, so
Famous.
it really threw me off.
Well, we'll see what happens. All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, hope you like it.
All right.
Have a good one.